Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Sarson Funds, Real, Clear, Crypto, and General Provision.
Your daily game plan for success. It's Sachs in the Morning. Steve Sachs.
Hi, Steve Sachs here with Sachs in the Morning, and we are talking about limitations this week. And so, for all of you that listen to our podcast, you know that I love quotes, I love history. One of my favorite people is Frederick Douglass. So we're going to get to talk about some quotes that he had. So along with historical people like Frederick Douglass that we'll talk about in a second, contemporaries like Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is highly, highly successful and one of the greatest motivators that we've seen in a long, long time. And Tony Robbins had said this about limitations. He says, remember, we all get what we tolerate. So stop tolerating excuses within yourself, limiting beliefs of the past, or half-assed or fearful states. And how right Tony Robbins is. And if you want to connect the two with what Tony Robbins says to someone of the past, and this is a historical figure that I mentioned in Frederick Douglass, I mean, there is some definite connections that these two men who lived in different times in the world, in different places, and so many different situations, but their beliefs were so much in tune with one another. Now, Frederick Douglass was a guy that was a consultant for Abraham Lincoln during his presidency. Frederick Douglass was an African-American. He was an abolitionist. He was a great orator. People that know history know a lot about Frederick Douglass. He was an intelligent speaker and a guy that just commanded the room. And here's one of the things that Frederick Douglass said way back in 1860, and when he was talking about slavery. And here's what he said: "Find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you have found out the exact measure of injustice and wrong which will be imposed upon them. And these will continue until they are resisted with either words or blows or with both. The limits of tyrants are prescribed by the endurance of those whom they oppress." Now think about that ending. The limits of tyrants are prescribed by the endurance of those whom they oppress. So in other words, what he's saying was exactly what Tony Robbins was saying. You know what? If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. As long as you keep putting up with it and don't draw a line in the sand, the oppressors are going to keep oppressing, and it's going to keep happening. Isn't it amazing that Tony Robbins was talking about the exact same thing that Frederick Douglass was talking about conceptually? So when you think about it, Frederick Douglass was talking about a real type of an oppressor when you talk about slavery, of course. Tony Robbins was referring to this type of thing is what we create in our own heads and how we limit ourselves in this fashion by just holding ourselves back. And really, when it comes down to it, how it relates to us today is people aren't going to attract what they want. They're going to attract that which they are. And I think if you think about it that way, you kind of lift that veil of self-oppression. And that's my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, don't forget to go to our website at sachsinthemorning.com if you want to get into the swag store. Hit the shop button, and believe me, it's all there for you. Hats, mugs, tumblers, V-necks, visors, you name it. Go take advantage of the swag store at sachsinthemorning.com. Today's podcast was brought to you by General Provision and Sarson Funds. Sarson Funds, Real, Clear, Crypto. One of the more popular financial investments in the market today is cryptocurrency and blockchain. You've heard a lot about it. Bitcoin and others make the news on a regular basis. But it's a new currency and a new process that many of us don't really know or understand, and that's where Sarson Funds come in. They build your confidence with knowledge of the investment. They're a leading educator for financial advisors and consumers. I know. I personally have investments with Sarson. They have a passion for cryptocurrency with a team that boasts a wealth of knowledge in the industry. More importantly, they have the resources to help us, you and me, learn about this new and exciting investment opportunity, like Cryptocurrency 101. It's yours by simply visiting the website and clicking on Education and Marketing. If you want to learn more, if you're looking to get a high-level Wall Street grade understanding of cryptocurrency and blockchain, visit sarsonfunds.com. They've helped me understand why this is a great investment tool and to better understand what it's all about. Sarson Funds. Real, clear, crypto.